ultimate consumer makes sense to upgrade? Will you be missing out if you're not? Tonight, ERA CEO Marcus Chu will be sharing his view on the market and tips to look out for if you're considering upgrading for the future. With that, let us begin tonight's session. Marcus, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending ERA's Consumer Seminar. It's my pleasure to meet you this evening to share with you, does it still make sense to upgrade now for the future? Okay, today I'm going to present these sessions with the intentions to answer most of your queries and also most of the questions that is brought forward to us about whether is it good to anchor into the market right now, especially when the pandemic is like under control, and with the opening of the borders, whether that will also enhance real estate values, and also what's going to happen with the new HDB policies now that we have this PLH scheme, whether is it still good to apply for a non-prime BTO or should go for a PLH BTO or possibly even get into the new condos. All right, so we'll find out all this, and I hope to provide you with an answer at the end of my presentations. Okay, so without further ado, the first questions that I need to answer is this. What is my view of the prime location public housing, in short PLH, versus BTO in non-prime location? All right, can I have a show of hand? How many of you have the intentions to apply for BTO? Right, if you do, maybe you can put in the chat board 1. Okay, so I can see how many of my audience here have the intentions to apply for BTO. Thank you, Colleen. Okay, so let me share with you what is our findings and the research material that I can present to you. All right, new housing model for prime location has been the talk of the town over the past few months. And most recently, the government has introduced the PLH, okay, in short for the prime location flats. And it is located at Rochor. And that location is where that, you remember that Rochor few blocks, that is that colorful few blocks that was demolished most recently to make way of the North-South Expressway. Also this land parcel that is where the Rochor prime HDB flats will be built. So what are the eligibility conditions for the prime housing model, which is PLH? And this is as such. Okay, the table shows the box up of the conditions, or rather the eligibility conditions, flat bought from HDB and PLH resale flat. That means whether is it BTO or in the future, you intend to sell that PLH in the resale market. These are all the conditions. So it comes with eligibility conditions such as citizenships. So which means citizenships have to take care just like BTO, any BTO flats, there has to be at least one applicant Singapore citizens. In this case, household must comprise at least one Singapore citizen and one Singapore PR, okay, which is quite similar to the typical resale flats and also the typical BTO flats. Okay, family nucleus, over here is must have an eligible family nuclear, example, married couple, and over in resale flat is eligible family nuclear or single, must be age 35 and above. So in this case, the PLH is not eligible for single, it's for married couple. And income ceiling, prevailing income currently, it's 14,000. So it says currently, which means now if you want to apply for PLH is 14,000. As you know, Singapore is very good place for income growth, right? So in the near future, maybe the income growth will possibly increase and this income ceiling will also increase. Okay, but currently it's 14,000. And next is the private property ownership. For all you guys here who own private property, you're not eligible to apply for BTO. Okay, same for the PLH, you're not eligible to apply. But for resale, you can apply, but you must disclose that private property within 6 months of buying the resale flat. Yeah, or if you want to buy the new flat, you got to dispose your private condos 30 months. okay, 30 months before you even apply for the PLH. So these are the conditions. So what will this imply? It's important to look at one of the conditions here, which is the MOP. Okay, because this one is quite crucial. The MOP here is you must stay for 10 years if it's PLH. Okay, so let me get into the effects. Okay, firstly is the PLH resale eligibility will be reduced by income ceiling. Okay, this one, as I've said, the maximum income ceiling right now is 14,000. So what does that imply? That implies there will be a cap on the loan amount, and that will be also subjected to the 30% MSR ceiling and age of borrower. So using the Realty Watch app, if you have downloaded the Realty Watch app, okay, which is a very useful app, there is a function called Robo-Advisor. For information, downloading is free. So you can always download these Realty Watch apps and play with it. And under one function is called Robo-Advisor. Okay, key in the particular of the buyer one and buyer two. I give you a hypothetical example. For example, a couple that is 38 years old, Singaporean, and a 30 years old Singaporean. And their total income is 14,000. I put 8,000 for buyer one and 6,000 for buyer two. So with the Robo-Advisor, I will be able to generate different options of property purchase. So under Plan D and Plan E, it's for buyer one and buyer two buying a resale HDB flats and buyer one, buyer two buying a resale HDB flats. Okay, that is using bank loan and also HDB loan. Okay, these stimulations is for the purpose of showing what is the maximum loan amount for 14,000 income ceiling. So the maximum loan amount for 14,000 income ceiling for this age of 38 years old and 30 years old is 838,000. Okay, which means it will also translate into the maximum property price that you can afford to buy, okay, which is using your full CPF. All right, and that's the amount there. Okay, can someone offer this owner or this property, okay, even there is the highest property price that you can afford is 117, for example, this, if someone offer at 1.5 million, okay, any amount that's above this have to be paid in cash. Okay, so this implies that if there is an income ceiling of 14,000 under the PLH, there is a chance that anyone offer over and above the property loans amount, okay, and also the maximum eligibility property price, there will be additional cash to be paid. Okay, say for example, under this simulations, the maximum loan is this amount, and 90% of the HDB loan is actually this amount here. Okay, LTV for HDB loan, 90%. So whichever is lower, okay, will be by loans. So over here, if it's 900,000, okay, if this is the amount of loan that is based on 30% MSR of 14K income, all right, and versus 90% of LTV for HDB loan, okay, there is, which one is lower? 810,000. So there is a CPF and cash needed of 90,000. Okay, so if it's $1 million, if someone offers $1 million to buy this PLH resale flat in the future, that's 10 years later. Okay, buy $1 million, then the CPF and cash that's required is higher. Okay, if it's buy at 1.1 million, it's even higher. Can you imagine someone offer at 1.3 million? The cash and CPF is now 462,000. And with 462,000, I think you can buy a private condos also, right? If you have so much CPF and cash. Okay, so there is implication here because of the income ceiling. Whoever that buys this flat in the future 10 years later also have to fulfill this 14,000 income ceiling. So can you imagine someone with 14,000 per month household income? Are they able to save up so much cash here to buy in the, in that prime location? I suspect will be quite difficult unless it is borrowed from someone else. Okay, so the other one is the PLH resale proceeds will also be reduced by 6%. That's the clawback. Okay, clawback 6% of the resale price. This news was out yesterday. And what this means is that in future, if anyone that bought this PRH BTO, 10 years later, if you want to sell whatever sales price in the future, you have to net off 6%, okay, back to HDB, because that's the subsidized clawback. So with that, I'm going to present to you a case study. For those of you who want to apply for PLH versus non-prime BTO, this is an example. Okay, this presentation is solely for the perspective of cash proceeds, resale cash proceeds in the future. So it doesn't mean that it fits into your criteria of buying a BTO flats. So let me have a disclaimer here, is that if you want to go for that PLH because of its location, by all means go ahead. Don't need to think about future cash proceeds. Just stay there forever because you love that locations and you build a family there all the way to your retirement. Fantastic. Okay, that is your choice. But there's also people who want to take an opportunity of a subsidized flat, okay, to upgrade to a private condo or to upgrade to a bigger resale HDB flats or even a resale condo. Okay, that is also their choice. So depend on individual choice. So this illustration that I'm going to show you, it's about HDB resale proceeds comparison, okay, not about location comparison. So let's study whether a PLH is better or non-prime BTO better. So we take into consideration of the recent launch BTO. So in this case, it's the Roadshow. That is the PLH. That's the only one now, right now. Okay, if you refer to the prospectus, the purchase price is 688,000 for a 4-room BTO flats. It's called River Peak 1 and River Peak 2. Just launched November. So non-prime BTO 4-room. I took example of HDB flat in Sembawang. Okay, BTO in Sembawang, the purchase price is 302K, almost half the price, based on Sun's sale 4-room BTO flats in November 2020, which is 1 year ago. Okay, taking these two into comparison and perspective, assuming both sell at MOP. So PLH BTO is 10 years, right? 10 years, then you can sell. Non-prime BTO, 5 years, you can go ahead to market your property. So for that, I'm looking at the current average price, average resale price of similar 4-room flats in that area. So similar 4-room flats in central area, currently 4-room flats is like this. Okay, this is like Duxton at Pinnacle, 4-room flats resale price currently. So assuming 10 years later, the Roadshow one is also like this. So it's 1.01 million. So non-prime BTO that is in Sembawang, so similar flats in Sembawang, after the 5-year MOPs, right now the resale price is like 460,000. Okay, so there is a future estimate price that I've quoted you over here. And these case studies actually tell us what will be the cash proceeds. So PLH cash proceeds 60,000, non-prime cash proceeds is 117,000. Hey, how come? How come the non-prime one, the cash proceeds looks more? Okay, so let me explain. On the BTO price of 688K, you know, if you buy a HDB flat, you want to loan HDB loans, right? So it's 2.6%. Holding period is 10 years because MOP 10 years. So if you buy 688, doesn't mean it costs 688. It's 688 plus interest cost. So that will means that the estimate total paid at the end of holding period is like 889,000. So if you buy with this 889,000, if you sell it at 1.01 million, okay, and HDB clawback 6%, so your net will be 949,400. And if you take this amount, minus away, this is your selling price, and this is your cost. Okay, so selling price minus away the amount that I paid. So this will be your cash proceeds. Cash proceeds. That means your profit, cash proceeds. Okay, so after 10 years, your cash proceeds is 60,000, assuming your sales price is the current price of 1.01 million. Similarly, for a non BTO flats, I also have to assume a selling price, which is the current price of 460,000. For 5 years, your holding period of 5 years MOP, okay, the cost of holding during this 5 year, instead of 302, is inflated to 355. Okay, so that minus away from the gross selling price will give me a net selling price of 460,500, and minus away my cost of 343,355. So the cash proceed comes out to be higher than the one that is in PLH. So you probably don't see this in the analyst report, or also on the news fronts that is reported, and reporter interview all the analysts. They probably never tell you about this holding period, that you have to pay interest on the housing loan, and at the same time, what is the selling price of this property. If you work on that, looks like the non-prime BTO flats at MOP is more profitable. So with the subsidy recovery percentage, there's actually a price to pay now and in the future to stay in the new PLH. If location is your choice, go for it. If profit is your requirement, then you may want to look at other ways, okay, that other options that you can choose for your property purchase. Next question. The current constraint due to the pandemic labor shortage, need for more living space, low interest rate environment, etc., are driving out home prices. Isn't this what we read in the newspaper and in the media everywhere? So what is the implication? What will be the future home price when this constraint erase post-COVID? So without all this, if there's no more pandemic, if there's no more labor shortage, if there's no more urgent need for residential space, if the interest rate go up, so what will happen to the property outlook? Okay, there's a lot of what if, but just I want to pull you back, pay attention to what has happened, okay? Because what has happened will give us an indication of what's going to happen. So private property first. Okay, let's take a look at the private home price. It has been rising since 2017. This is the private residential price index. So it's a composite of the landed and non-landed in the 3 regions. Okay. Since 2017 second quarter, it has been rising until now third quarter 2021. So for a good 4 years, it has been rising. Okay, but if we were to look closely to what happens in the past, which is since quarter 2 2013 all the way to quarter 2 2017, the property market has been down. Okay, so it's actually a rebound, all right, of 4 years down and 4 years up. Okay, so it's quite fair, So in the private home price, it's like fall and then rebound. So what I'm trying to say is that the private home price outlook has a more sustainable uptrend. Okay, because it's not a sharp drop, it's not a sharp rise, it's a moderate drop, moderate rise. Seriously, if you look at it, especially over the last 2 quarters, quarter 2 and quarter 3, the percentage growth quarter to quarter is about 1%. Okay, because there's a very strong growth of quarter 4 last year and first quarter this year, and that's like speculations that the cooling measure is coming and so on. But then you take a look at the last 2 quarters, it's very stable. Okay, sustainable uptrend is what I would say for private home price. Sustainable uptrend means it will continue to moderate upwards. Okay, probably like what you are seeing in quarter 2 this year and quarter 3 this year. Why? I think as long as the fundamentals of the economy is doing fine, then real estate, private residential outlook will be fine. So these strong fundamentals of uptrend of private property prices in 2022 and beyond are as follow. Firstly, the economy will continue to recover. Right now. So if you have booked your air flight to overseas, okay, you will bring some economy, you will drive out some economy in the other countries that you visit. So similarly, our tourists from other countries that is visiting Singapore, right now with the openings of all the borders, okay, Singapore economy will also recover, right? Okay, and continue to strengthen. So this is for sure, 2022. Number two, return of residents and immigrants. Okay, so those who are in overseas for a long time, it's not home, it's the time to come home. Okay, so there'll be return in population. Next is growing demands from the affluent. Okay, for 2 years, the affluent hasn't been really traveling. So now the rich and the famous will be traveling in their first class and their jets. So they will be coming to this part of the world called Singapore. And there will be growing demands for luxury property, already seeing in Singapore luxury property in this year 2021. All right, especially in the CCR region. Next is real estate a good hedge against rising inflation? Absolutely. Okay, it's true. Inflation is one of the concerns of the government, and all over the world is talking about hyperinflation. Okay, that is in the horizon. So prices are going up for everything: the food price, the car price, the petrol price, and also the land costs, the construction costs, the labor costs, the material costs, the commodity costs is all increasing because of inflation. Of course, this is also because of COVID-19, which is the land cost, construction cost, labor cost, and material cost. All right. Next is the higher land costs from GLS and en bloc sales, which I will answer some of this question here and illustrate to you what's the new norm in 2022. It's actually these higher land costs, okay, that will drive up private property prices in 2022 and beyond. So if you are thinking of upgrading, all right, into the private property assets, okay, by all means, go ahead. All right. Next, let's look at the HDB resale prices. Okay, so HDB resale prices took 1 year to recover. From how many years of drop is 7 years. Okay, since 2013 to first quarter 2020, it's a good 7 years of price decline. So if you have bought something here and you have sell something, you have bought your HDB here and then you sold your HDB here, I don't know what to say there. But if you have bought something here and now you are sitting on paper profit here, I would like to congratulate you in advance first, okay? But not to make you happy too early, okay? Because this rebound is only 1 year. Okay, this rebound is only 1 year. And if you have bought something here you have never sell, it comes back to here, not now. So it took 7 years for property market to fall and 1 year to recover back to where it used to be 8 years ago. So what this means is it may not be sustainable. Okay, if we were to take a look at the last 10 years average growth, it's only at 1.1% annual growth. What do you think? Last 10 years on average, every year is like 1.1%, okay? But last year alone is 14.2%. I think what you have to worry is there a cooling measure that is coming for the public housing? Okay. I mean, I'm not speculating, but I just think that this is like what the government always says, right? As long as the economic fundamentals is in line with the price rise, then there is no cooling measure. But is this aligned with the economic fundamental for 14.2% increase over a period of almost 2 years? Okay. You decide, man. Okay. But I'm saying this is I want to say that the current HDB resale price growth might not be sustainable in 2022 and beyond. Okay. So especially over the last, since Q4 2020, this last 1 year is like every quarter there is a 3% growth quarter to quarter price rise. I think that is something that is in red alert, man. Okay. So I think I have answered that. What is the property outlook? Private property, sustainable. HDB resale growth may not be sustainable. Okay, so if you hold on to HDB resale flat now, you're sitting on your paper profit. Okay, if it's time, if you're seriously thinking of upgrade, I think the best time to let go of your HDB resale flat is when the price is at its all-time high, which is right now, and the risk is the highest to hold. Okay, of course, the profit is the highest to sell. But of course, the price can even go higher after you sell. Okay, but similarly, something that you buy can also go higher. Then if it makes more sense, if the next asset that you buy can accelerate even faster. So that is a dream, isn't it? Okay, so hopefully today I shall help to realize your dream. Okay, the next question that I received is this. Wow, a lot of questions. So let me quickly run through with you. What is the gap between resale and new launch property? Is it widening, and why? Okay, the answer is yes, it's widening. So why? Next is, shall I be looking at resale property instead? Of course you can. As long if you want to upgrade, you can always buy condos, apartment, or you can also upgrade to landed property. Okay, as long as your financial ability is fine, then just go ahead. Okay, but I want to tell my friends who invest in real estates or buying for homestay, always have your emergency funds. Okay, in my company ERA, we advocate our clients to be prudent in financial planning. Okay, which have to take into consideration of a balanced portfolio, which include cash in banks. Okay, to me, cash in banks is at least 6 months of your living expenses, everything, plus all the expenses, including paying income tax. Okay, so if you are able to go with 6 months savings in your bank account, whatever cash that you have in savings, you can put into real estates, you can put into stocks and shares, you can put into ETF, you can put into REITs, you can put into any other investment vehicle. Okay, but your core investments if you got no other investments, then real estate should be your core investments, isn't it? Okay, so with that in mind, then which property? So this is the question. If I want to upgrade to a private property, shall I go resale or go new? Okay, so this is why I want to explain to you why the new condos is like more pricier than the resale condo. Okay, firstly, because it's new, it is currently constructing. So when it's currently constructing means it's based on current land price, or rather land price that is like 1 year ago, because whatever that's building now is actually purchased by the developer 1 or 2 years ago. So right now it's construction, or just if it's just launched now, it should be last year land purchase. Buy from who? Buy from government. So it's government land sales, or buy from the private home owners in the on-block sales. Okay, so that is also land sales. So the land cost has been increasing. So if you're buying something now, you're buying, yesteryear land cost, last year land cost. How about construction costs? Is right now construction costs. So if I'm a developer, I have to sign a contract or sign an agreement with the builder. The builder will have to base on today construction material costs and also labor costs. So for the past 1 year, because of COVID-19, there's a lot of restriction and a lot of guidelines that's set by the government. And workers is difficult to get from overseas. So what happens is there's a slowdown in construction, right? And there's also bills to pay, right, by the contractor and the builder. So they have to charge higher. And seriously, how high? Well, I can explain to you, if you're building a landed house, okay, the construction cost is as much as 40% more. 40% more. Okay, so compared to 2019 and right now in 2021, just a period of 2 years, construction costs have gone up as much as 40% for landed homes construction. So this higher price, the cost of building, which is the land cost and the construction cost, okay, will means that the new condo prices is very high. Okay, then why explains that the resale condo price is lower? Okay, because there's this thing called lease decay. Okay, there's this thing called lease decay. So a case study of 99 years leasehold versus old condo that's also 99 years, probably won't left with 99 years is old condo. So if it's 10 years old condo, then it's 89 years. If it's a 20-year condo, then it's 79 years. If it's a 50-year-old condo, then you're minus 50 from there. Okay, so every year, the condos lease decay means there is price depreciation. Okay, ultimately it becomes 0 year, then it will be zero rise. So that is the concept. Okay, so for that, let me just show you this. Okay, if there is a new launch condo, in this case, there's a new launch condo called North Park Residence. Okay, North Park Residences is launched in 2015. So Q2 2015 median price is 1,379 per square foot. Okay, so if I look at the new launches, that is like 2 years gap. Okay, for another older condo that is quite near to North Park Residences. It's called 9 Residences. Launched in 2013. The current price is like 1,239 per square foot. And for 2 years, there's a difference of $140 per square foot. What about if it's 24 years gap? Okay, for one condo, there is the old resale condo called Orchid Park Condominium. It is launched in 1991. Okay, so there is a price disparity of $636 per square foot. But mind you, there's also age disparity. There's a 24-year difference. So whatever facilities and whatever the gadgets that you find in that development versus the newer condos is totally different, right? Wouldn't you agree? Okay, of course, the maintenance of the condos is also totally different, right? So that explains why there is a price gap. So whatever you pay for values, okay? It's not put into waste, it is into values. So does it make sense to buy a newer 99 years leasehold condo? Okay, so let me show you this. Okay, this is 3 condominiums that is like side by side in the Yishun vicinity. So there's one that is TOP in 2001, one in TOP in 2002, and another one TOP in 2014. Okay, so they are all resale condos except for this 8 courtyard. It's bought during new launch. Okay, what I want to show you is the price that they bought versus the price that they sell. Okay, for this 99 years new launches versus buying older condos 10 years ago. Okay, there you are. It shows that while it is more expensive to buy a new launch, or higher price to buy that you have to pay for a new launch, okay, the growth of new launch is higher than the growth of resale. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to tell you. Not that resale, there's no growth. There is growth in resale. So these condos that is bought resale, there is still growth, but the rates of growth is slower than the rates of growth for new condo or new launch. So I hope this explained to my fellow friends here that if you are going for condos, shall you go for resale or shall you go for new launch? It all depends on your affordability, okay? But some of my friends actually go for new launch is because the upfront down payment is actually lesser. And there's a progressive payment, it spreads over a period of 3 to 4 years, is it? Whereas for the resale, over a period of 3 months, you have to pay up all the down payments. Whereas for new launch, you can spread. So the monthly out from pocket is actually lower for new homes. And at the same time, the growth rate is at a bigger growth rate than the resale homes. And that's why most of my savvy friends who are investing in real estate goes for new home. So does it make sense? Does it still make sense to buy a new 99-year leasehold condos? Okay, as all my friends who are clever investors and savvy investors, they always go for new homes purchase is yes. Okay. Next question that is asked by another very genuine upgraders is that he says this, I have sold my flats and I intend to rent first and wait for the new home price to drop. So I dropped my head on both of my hands and I'm very worried for my friend who sent in this question. Okay, because I want to explain to you, and if you are here, please lend me your ear. This one, I recall during 2009, when the global financial crisis just recovered, my neighbor sold away his property, okay, his landed property, and with the intention to rent and wait for landed property price to drop, then he'll come back to purchase again. Until today, he still have not buy yet because he already priced out. Prices then till now is already more than double. Okay, so to all my friends here, if you have sold away your flat and now you're wanting to rent first so that you can wait for new home price to drop, okay, please pay attention. Okay, I want to tell you that firstly, rental price is not cheap. It has been rising in all sector. Okay, whether you rent a landed property or rent a condo, it's in all sector. Is it good to be a landlord or good to be a tenant right now? Be a landlord. Okay, you are at the mercy of the, if you are a tenant, you are at the mercy of a landlord because the landlord is increasing rental. Okay, why? Because there are more resale homes sold over the past 1 to 2 years. Take a look at this. It has been growing, the number of resale homes that is sold. So when resale homes sold, there's a chance that there is sellers who are like this, I want to sell first, then rent, then see how is the market, right? I haven't decided where to buy, slowly take my time to go and shop for property. So there is more rental demand from those who have not bought a home in a rising market. And once you go into rent, it's very difficult to buy because every house that you see now is priced higher than the house that you have sold. Okay? So there's a danger that you will be trapped in this situation in the rising market. And there are more new homes that are sold also. Okay, during this period, last 2 years, a lot of new homes sold. So more rental demands for those who have already sold their place and with actually planning that they can move in, but because of the delay in TOP or handover of flats, then you have to rent somewhere, right? Okay, so that created a lot of demands for renter. So labor shortage, delay in completion of homes. So all these factors actually drive up the rental prices. So it's definitely wiser to be a landlord than to be a tenant, okay, during this period of time. Okay, let me move on to the next questions. How will the future launch price of new home be lower than now? Okay, so what do you think? Will the future launch price of new home be lower than now? Who say yes? No way, right? Let me check with the developer whether they will lower their price or not. Tell you what, I will get a scolding from developer. If I ask them this question, hey, can you lower the price of your development? You must be kidding, man. Okay, that means I don't know my facts. How to determine launch price? I mean, put yourself in the shoe of a developer. Must put yourself in the shoe of a developer. If you ask me this question, how will future launch price behave? Will it be higher or lower? Okay, you put yourself in the shoe of the seller, which is the developer. How they determine the launch price? First, they must bid for land. Okay, they must bid for land. You know, if they bid for land, they have to bid high price because they're competing with other developer. If they don't bid high price, they don't get land. And if you're a staff working for developer, you're the one that is going to represent your boss, who is the developer, to bid for land. And if every time you come back, got nothing for your developer firm, what will happen? Next moment, you will probably lose your job and another executive will take over your positions to bid for land and bid at a higher price. So it's not much choice for developer but to bid at a higher price. So if you bid at a higher price, you got to sell at a higher price also. Okay, so that's number one. Next, if you want to sell at a higher price, then you must have some fancy stuff in the development, or you got to have a lot of facility, a lot of swimming pool, a lot of gadgets, and a lot of trees, and a lot of so many X factor in the development, right? So that's called construction. And you know, construction price has been going. I just tell you, construction cost has been rising, okay, due to the pandemic. So, and number two, have to take into this consideration. Number three, there's also all the professional fee. Beside marketing fee, there's also professional fee like architect, okay, engineer, all right, and URA submission fee, okay, BCA submission fee. There's so many fees to pay and so many professionals to pay. So there's also a lot of costs here. And finally is after paying all these costs cannot be helping everyone get employment and at the same time the developer don't make money, right? So the developer need to have a margin which is profit, okay? And all these adds up together, they are all increasing, my friend. So if all these are increasing, meaning what? The future selling price will go up lah. Okay, so construction, there is an index that we have checked is from BCA. Okay, this is the composite of all the condos landed in Singapore. It has gone up by 17% since 2018. But I just want to explain to you, if you're looking at this number is a bit exaggerated on the low side. Okay, it should be triple of this or double of this. Okay, that is for construction costs now. So rising costs, that is rising land costs and also rising construction costs will therefore lead to higher future price. Okay, so now you are thinking like a developer already. Well done. So if you think like a developer, I also want you to put yourself in the shoe of a developer. Okay, don't think like a buyer yet. Think like a developer also. Now, are you in a situation of oversupply or undersupply situation? You know, you are a developer, every day you sell property, right? So since 2018 until now, you have been selling property because you have bought a lot of land and on-block sales. And in fact, the last boom in land sales is 2017 and 2018. So since then till now, it's about the last 3 years, the developer has been selling a lot of land. And is their supply coming up or coming down? That will determine the future, the current pricing. Okay, let's take a look at if the supply is a lot, which is called oversupply. That means you still got a lot of supply, you can't sell your condo unit. Then what will happen? The price will come down. This is the person who rent the property hope to be like this. Hope to be like this, that developer cannot sell their condos, then price will come down. Okay, then rent first. Okay, what if the developer can sell their property? Will the developer still sell at low price? If they are able to, sell their property and units are flying off the shelf, they will up the price because they want to have increased margin. Okay, and so this will explain to you. Now, as an agency leader, this is what I want to tell you. The current stocks in the market is not oversupply, it's actually undersupply. Okay, and the stocks of unsold unit, unsold uncompleted unit, because this will determine whether the appetite of the developer is coming in to buy land. Okay, the unsold depleting unsold uncompleted unit is very close to the last low. The last low is during this period of time, and that is in 2017. I say en bloc boom is during that time, because when the volume falls to about 15,000, okay, unsold uncompleted unit, there is very strong land sales from GLS and also en bloc. So right now we are close to that. Okay, can you see that there's about 17,000 unsold uncompleted unit? Very soon it will hit that. In fact, it's already happening right now. The developer is very hungry for land. And in fact, for the past 2 quarters, the take-up rate from buyers of new launches, okay, exceed 100%. This take-up rate, it exceed 100% is here. This is like 160%. Okay, this one is like almost 120% as compared to the private home that is launched. So it's very fierce. Last 6 months, the demand is very, very healthy, very, very strong. So demand outperforms supply, okay, supersede supply. So there is a lot of demand from the homeowners. upgraders. So you probably are not them yet. You're going to be like them because you are here in this webinar. You want to know whether is it still good to upgrade. Okay, I tell you for the last 2 quarters, a lot of upgraders have already bought. So you have not whether is it still in time. Okay, stay tuned. I will explain to you. Okay, so this table here shows you the past 3 years land sales. Because you put yourself in the developer, you must know got land or not. If now really depleting units in your development, you better top up your land. So who is buying right now? Okay, and how many people is buying? We see how hungry is the developer right now. Okay, 2021 this is the whole list of government land sales that is already. This is public info. You can go to URA website to get all this info. If not, from here, from ERA's research department, we have prepared this for you. And our project team also have helped us to assemble this. Okay, so this 2021 GIS, the lowest land price right now is like $989 per square foot per plot ratio. Okay, don't worry too much about per square foot per plot ratio. What does it mean? Okay, just take it that the unit price is like $989 land cost. Okay, take a look at the number of bids here. There's a double digits bids 1, 2, 3, and 4 among the 7. 4 out of 7 is like more than 50% double digit bid. Double digit bids means more than 10 developer is bidding for that parcel, that land parcel. That means chill. It's like, wow. It's like everyone wants this land parcel. Okay, but if I just go stun 1 year ago, that is in the year 2020, there's only one double digit bid. And I go stun 2 years ago, there's also 2 double digit bid. Means right now, okay, 2021, developer want to replenish land. Okay, so pay attention. If they want to replenish land, they have to buy land, right? And they have to buy at higher price. Because if you take a look at the 2019 and 2020 land cost average, it's only 644. Right now it's 689. So you see something? Land cost is more expensive. So does it still make sense to upgrade now for the future? The biggest clue are the recent government land sales in 2021. Okay, so this will answer all your inquiries about whether you should still upgrade now. Okay, let's take a look at the most recent land sales in 2021. October, that's last October, is it last month? Yes, last month. There is this parcel A and parcel B. Okay, this is like land parcel. This is how URA named the land parcel. Parcel A, parcel B. Next time, the parcel A will have a project name when the developer decide what is the name of the project. So right now it's called parcel A, parcel B, and that's land plot in District 5 is called Slim Barrack Rise. Okay, what is the land rate right now? The land cost is like 1246 unit price for parcel A and 1210 unit price for parcel B. If you compare this land cost with this plot of land, which is where One North Gateway current project is called One North Eden, it was sold in September 2019. Okay, they're so near, they sandwich in between. Okay. Back then in 2019, the per square foot per plot ratio is 1001. So this means just 2 years, there is a 20% increase in the RCR land cost. Now this is rest of the core region. Okay, guess what? I'm going to show you another facts that will astonish you, man. This is outside core region. The land price almost doubled in 2 years, not 20%. Seriously, close to 100%. Okay, as much as 73.6% and 87% for land parcel in OCR. Okay, this is in June 2021. Land parcel in Ang Mo Kio, land parcel in Lentor Central. This is District 20 and District 26. Okay, the land price is 1,001, 1,002. Quite close to RCR. Yes. So now OCR and RCR price like almost there, almost the same. Okay, which means the developer is very hungry. They're going for all out to make sure that they have that land parcel. Okay, so that buyers, upgraders like you will buy in the future. Okay. So you buy in the future, you have to pay this higher land cost. All right. So the thing is, the GLS that is 1 year ago in March 2020 in Canberra, District 27, Puzzle A, Puzzle B. You know, the land cost is only 644 and 650. And that's why there is such a big jump. Okay. 600 plus to almost 1,002, isn't that almost double? Okay. So where am I coming from? I'm trying to tell you that the new norm in the housing market is that the price that you're seeing now is not the highest, not even there, man. The high is not the high. Okay. The high is not the high. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So let's take a look at the OCR. Okay. This is all the unit land price. You can see there's a jump here from, this is EC, by the way. This is land sales in this year, 2021. So earlier on, I tell you those are earlier 2019, 2020. This is this year, 2021. EC price, if you talk about 600 plus per square foot per plot ratio, no longer condo land price. It's like EC, okay, which is one notch below private condos. So there is Ang Mo Kio and Lentor, the sites that is 1,001, 1,002. So what will be the future launch price for EC is like as high as 1,004. Wow. EC as high as 1,004. Okay. Ang Mo Kio as high as 2,004. Okay. Lentor as high as 2,002. All right. Just take a look at RCR as high as 2005, 2006. Okay. For the Slim Barrack, 2004. And how about CCR? As high as 3,000, 3,001 or 2,000 is like very normal. That is like the new norm. Estimated launch next year. So next year pricing, I have the crystal ball to show you. This is my crystal ball here. These are estimated pricing. Won't be very far away. These are the price that we will be seeing next year. Okay, so land sales, as I said, from government land sales. How about those on-block sales that you're seeing the news headlines? Okay, there is on-block sales. I just show you. There's on-block sales like Watten Estates and Maxwell House. Okay, so it's already on-blocked. So on-blocked, the unit land cost is all here. So the future launch price we also count already. Then we take a look at what is the current potential on-block. So those news report, it says, okay, this one got 80% already. So now we put on tender and we hope that the developer will buy. And if buy, then boom, tam Charlie, we will have a lot of millionaire out there again. Okay, in that cycle will repeat again. Okay, so where are the potential? Okay, I give you an example. For example, the potential on-block in Chuan Park. Okay, that is like District 19 OCR. The land cost including developer charge and also differential premium. All right, to top up the lease to 99 years. That land cost of 1,002 plus, no longer 1,001 or 1,002, is almost 1,003. Okay, estimated future launch price, probably 2,250 to 2,004. That should be the kind of price at OCR. If this goes through. Okay, haven't go through yet. Next is the potential en bloc Thomson View. You know, there's a Thomson View en bloc also, right? Okay. So the estimated land cost for this RCR location is also about almost 1,003. Estimated launch price is also like 2,250 to 2,004. Okay. So looks like anything that is like going to launch next year, whether it's OCR or RCR, is a 2,000 above, right? Is a SOP already. It's already like cast on the stone, but not reviewed yet, not launched yet. All right. So my conclusion is, it's truly makes sense to upgrade to a new condo before the new norm. All right. That's my advice to you. And my recommendations, if you were to ask me, which new condo? There's so many condos in Singapore, right? Okay. There's always a launch pattern for all condos. So if you can get into that new launch during the booking day, go ahead. I mean, if you have decided you want to buy a new launch, why wait until launch really leftover unit, then you go and take? No, you will have to buy the higher price unit, probably on the higher floor. You got a better view, but you have to pay much more. So why don't you go for the lowest price unit, probably on the lower floor, but you can get such a wonderful units at a much lower price. Why not if it's for stay and for investment? And at the same time, you got a first mover advantage. You know the price mechanic of developer, right? They will increase price after the initial booking. So if you were to ask me any recommendation for any launches with land cost below 659 per square foot per plot ratio. So why do I put this price here? It's because we know that EC price right now this year is at Tampines Street 62. There is an EC land cost that is now $650 per unit. So that is, even ECs at this price, if you can get me a condo land cost that is below 659, isn't that good? But can I check with you whether you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Will next year land cost be below 659 per square foot per plot ratio? What do you think? Will next year be lower than 659 per square foot per plot ratio? Cannot be lower lah. Definitely no lah. Oh, okay. Because right now EC land cost is already 659. Oh. So Marcus, any recommendation for new condos? Okay, I searched my database. I only can tell you there's these two condos that has land cost that is per square foot per ratio, and one of them haven't launched. It's now going to launch, which is big opportunity for you. Okay, so the upgraders' best choice before the new norm is Commodores, which is going to launch. Okay, I think the booking is next week. All right, which means next week will be up for booking, and you can select your unit. And the land cost is 643. Okay, or you can go for that Water Garden, which is already launched. The land cost is 650, but all the choice lower price unit has already been snatched. But at the same time, you can still go ahead and purchase because both selling price is around 1,400 to 1,500 per square foot. All right. And there you are. These are my recommendations to you. Okay. Before the new norms. Right now, today is 18th of November. It's only less than 1.5 months before the year 2021 ends. 2022, when it starts, I tell you, okay, the launch prices, it will become a new norm. So do anything, do it before the new norm. All right, that's end my presentations this evening.